Hi everyone, and welcome to my first Facebook Live in 2025. So happy new year. And before I start talking about dreaming big in English, I want to say that this session should be all about you, not about me. I will just share what I feel works, and then I want you to experience it yourself. I am not going to start and talk about New Year's resolutions because everybody talks about them. And if you are watching live now, or if you are watching a recording, please just let me know how you feel about that, because it's all about New Year's resolutions, and we make them, and then the end of January, and we don't follow. So that's not what I'm going to talk about. If you are new, my name is Beata, and I am an English teacher as a second language. I'm also a neuroencoding specialist. So what I try to do during my lessons, when I teach my private students, is I merge neuroscience with teaching English. And this is, I believe, something new and something that can bring you results faster and help you, feel better. So this is what I would like to talk about to you today. As I said, it's all about dreaming big in English. And I believe, and you can always comment, that people want more. We all want more. We all want more money, better health, better jobs, relationships. We all want it. But why do people not get it? This is the same thing every year, and people just say this is the same and nothing has changed, and yeah, or maybe a bit of a change. Like why don't we get what we want? So I will share something with you today. I want you to think about January 2026. So this is a year from now. And if you are watching live now, so you will need to do it after. Think about January 2026 and imagine your life. But imagine the life you want to have. Like, for example, what kind of English do you want to speak? Do you want to be fluent, confident? What kind of job do you want to have? Maybe friends. Where do you want to live? Is it where you are, or maybe you want to come to England? I don't know. So think January 2026 and think about the life you want. You can pause the video when you are watching a recording. Everything, your life, your dream life. And now, there is something else I would like you to do. When I was thinking about the topic for this Facebook Live, this came to me. I was reading a book. I always read books. And there was one story about students from Harvard. And it goes back to 1957 or something. And they asked them what kind of life they want to have. What do they want to achieve? Who do they want to become? What are their dreams? They asked, I think, 20 students. They did this experiment. And they all said what they wanted to do. And then what they did, they asked them, what do you think? What do you think they asked them to do? Have you got any idea? They asked them to write the dreams down, to imagine the life they want to have and write it on a piece of paper. And you can only imagine how many people did it. How many of the students did it. But what is so fascinating, and I believe it is really true, that only 3% of the people, of the students from the Harvard University, only 3% of the students, they wrote their dreams, their vision in a letter, okay, on a piece of paper. And when they met 20 years later, you can guess what happened. The students who wrote their dreams, their vision on the paper, those 3% of students, they became the most successful. They achieved, they said everything that they wrote in the letter, it happened. They basically were living the life. And this is so fascinating. And from my own experience, and this, I'm going to share something really personal with you, but just because I know it works, is that, and this is also the challenge for you. I want you, as I said a while ago, think about the life you want. Think about the dreams you have, the vision, the things you want to achieve. And write it down. Write it on a letter. And I'm saying that I did it. Okay, this is my letter. This is not the first one. This is the third one, probably. But my vision, my dream, I know, yes, is here. And that's not it. So you can't do it now, but maybe after, when you get a moment, sit down and write it down. And then that's not everything you have to do. Then write it in English. Okay, this is another thing. And this also, if you are an English speaker, you can do the same. Write it in English. For non-native speakers of English, it will also help your English. Yeah, because you need to look for words, you need to look for expressions, and it doesn't matter if it's not like, perfect English. But write it in English, in details, in detail. That's what they say. They wrote like in very detail, like you imagine it and you think, okay, I would really like to have this. Then write it down, and don't feel it's too big. My first letter, I wrote something in my first letter and I thought, this is crazy, like that will never happen. It happened. It happened. There are laws, natural laws, and they will make it work for you. Write a letter, write it in English. Just write everything, as it coming from you, just write it down. And you need to read your letter every day. That's the key. You have to read the letter every day to yourself and feel it, imagine it. And the next step, you need to take action, because without the action, nothing changes, nothing happens. You have to take small action every day. So if you say, I want my English to be fluent, fine. What do? I learn English 15 minutes every day. Something small, but you have to take consistent action. And from my neuroencoding experience, every time you do what you say you will do, you praise yourself. And this is really important. And I don't know if you have experienced this, but when you praise yourself, you say, well done, Beata. Well done, you did it. Because we are lazy, we have so much going on. But when you do it and you praise yourself, something happens with your brain and it will motivate you to continue. Write a letter in English, read it to yourself every day and take consistent action. And after every small win, you praise yourself. Believe me, it works. And what I would like to say at the end is, I've got a challenge for you. Those of you who feel, okay, Well, maybe if it works for her, if it works for 3% of those students from the Harvard University, you can't lose. If you do it, you can't lose anything. You can only win. Challenge. This time, next year, January 2026, you can have your letter. Keep it, don't lose it. And then you can see how much of it has actually happened. You can always let me know how you feel about it, if you agree, or if you maybe have heard about it, and you think, this is crap, this is nonsense, it doesn't work. It works. I've told you, this is my third letter now. And but you just have to try it. So I think that's all what I wanted to share with you during my first Facebook Live. I wish you all a very successful and happy New Year 2025. And just yeah, if you can write that letter, read it to yourself, and take consistent action, then maybe we can have a completely different conversation this time next year in 2026. So thank you for watching, and your dreams start with what you do today. Thank you. All the best. Bye.